It's week 3 of the 2024 season, and the spotlight is on Najee Harris. He was stellar a week ago, piling up the yards and finding pay dirt twice. It's the Jets and the Dolphins. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. Charles, you look at the Dolphins as they enter play in this one. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet, and both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Dolphins take the field with Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback from Alabama, at the helm.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
The drive starts with a carry by Dillon. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he is going to lose yardage here. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses.
Tua hit, and the ball is out. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So Miami coming out for their second drive. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Open man is him. And right away he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A second fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a second one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
They'll drop to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Jets are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
They'll begin the drive with a run by Dillon.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense for the Jets, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an
and the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Devin Lloyd, the one to get home and earn that sack.
Well, partners, the first quarter too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long.
Ready?
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away.
On the return, Johnson.
A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A look at the numbers for Harrison last week's game. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 35-yard line. He'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. They'll look to throw again. And it's complete to Adams. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 15-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He goes right back to Adams. That's complete. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Jets. Davante Adams. A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Jets have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now 21-0. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Miami set to take over. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they...
And that's caught inside the 35. It's a big play there for Miami. 45 yards.
But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And for a while when this place opened, all the talk was about punts hitting the Giants scoreboard here in Arlington. I don't think we ever heard about a pass hitting the scoreboard, but that's probably about as close as you're going to get. That one was way up there.
And you get a look at the final readout on air distance, according to Next Gen Stats.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Tua. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. And again, it's Tagovailoa. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That's a big force incompletion there to bring up 3rd and long, and this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal, because just a few plays ago, it looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. This has neither the distance nor the accuracy. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss, because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Let's go. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the break, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll set up a throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Back to throw again. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. And here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. That's going to be caught. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They'll try to run with Harris. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now back to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that 3rd, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, not to be. They'll try and run with Harris. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown.
Najee Harris with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets continue to pull away here in this first half. Well, you talk about a team coming into an opposing stadium and just taking the life right out of a crowd. That's what we're witnessing here. 27-0, Charles.
And this defense, they've just looked completely unprepared for what's been thrown at them. And you know they're supposed to adjust series to series. That has not happened for them, so I don't think halftime adjustments are going to help a heck of a lot. They are in major trouble unless they figure out something really fast.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Looking to pass. Tua.
They'll set up a screen for Dillon.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle him for just a short gain.
Check pitch, check right, black one.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. They go screen with Dillon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Off of play action, Tagovailoa.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
To throw again on second down. Tua. He'll look to Gesicki on the out route. Ball is caught. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And with a 28-0 lead, you figure they're just going to be happy to take this lead right into the locker room. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
Defense.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball.
He's got a man, complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be a 34-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And
we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Jets now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And he's got room. Taking it right down Broadway. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Najee Harris with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Jets have got it on cruise control. Carlson now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. 1 play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. On play action, they'll throw out to his left. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Running on 1st down with Gasket. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
Set, go.
Dillon now on 1st and 10. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Line, switch, yellow, switch, red.
They run again with Dillon. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set. 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger.
And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A.J. Dillon taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Dolphins are able to claw one back. Point after, right down the middle. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the 3rd quarter. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And New York set to take the field. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. He hits Adams complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Back to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
And that's on big Mekhi Becton, 1st-round pick in 2020.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Still searching for that first interception in this game and down on the scoreboard. Remember, they won last week, and a big reason why they had 3 picks.
And one characteristic I've always noticed about great defenses is that they want to be the ones that have a huge impact on the game and actually lead their teams to victory. So you just noted 3 interceptions last week and they won. And a little extra pressure that they're feeling right now because they haven't gotten those interceptions in this game.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. From 13 yards out.
And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed.
I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, used to say. Be quick, but don't hurry. You can see that everything is happening for him, but he's not taking it at a pace that he can't sustain.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but
Here we go.
I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. Back now in Miami. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And this offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Play action. Now it's Tua.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And now out come the Jets.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead.
Now a first down carry for Harris.
102 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Complete. It's Johnson.
And he is going to have a Jets first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Got a man. It's Johnson. End zone. He's got a Jets touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jets are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
Quick, yellow. Smith, red. Blue, check.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. That is knocked away and incomplete, but a penalty flag. In the backfield, this might be a roughing call.
Well, that frustration, Charles, it's been building on the defensive side of the ball, and unfortunately there, it turns into a roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, and they should be frustrated because he's picked them apart the entire game, but it's got to come out in a different way. You can't hit him illegally. Stop him downfield the way you're supposed to.
Tua's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Tua. He'll leave that one for Gaskin.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game. And on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will remain well behind.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Another go-around now for the Jets offense. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Well, here's another carry for Harris. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete to Adams. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Let's go.
Harris running straight ahead, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made, and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On first down, Tagovailoa over the middle and complete to Waddle. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And the Jets come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Jets, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for Miami, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.